Hello everyone, and this is the second episode. Actually it's the third, but the first one was a test. This is the second episode of Behind the Studio. So in this podcast, I share you a raw content without any cut, without any add-on. I record straight, I stop, and I publish. And I share you it at the behind of the studio, topic of the week, thing that happened at the studio, some question meant. And yeah, I will share you what we're gonna talk about today. But first, for the people who don't know me, I'm gonna introduce myself. And I'm Alex Turgis, CEO. Who do you think I am? I'm the founder of También and art director and of También, of course, and we are a creative studio, and we create high-end websites for brands that do good thing and want to find their people, and we provide for that a creative service. And also we have also creative people through videos and soon courses, I hope. And yeah, what we're gonna talk about today, first we're gonna talk about an interesting article about Mathias Peters that called "Think Twice Before Choosing Client First for Your Next Bill." And before we're also gonna give the news of this week for the studio. And finally, I'm gonna share with you some questions that I have for También after these two quarters that end up, because it's 6 months. We are in July, 12th July. I'm recording at 12th July. So 6 months passed from this year. So it's time to get some conclusion and to try to improve the studio. So I will share you that also at the end of the episode. In the last chapter of this episode. So yeah, before we jump into the Mathias Peters article, what I have to share with you. We launched 2 videos, two last week because I didn't record a podcast last week. So yeah, about the YouTube channel, we launched 2 different video, and I think this is interesting because it's what's gonna happen in the next weeks and months, I think, in the YouTube channel, where 2 weeks before we release a video with Ballerine about it's more like a concept video, like we create a website from A to Z and we share you all the steps without going in every details. It's not like a tutorial, it's more like a concept, and we show you, we have a beginning, we have the end, and we show you the way. And this was super interesting, and I think you like it because in terms of statistic was the best video of the channel in terms of view if we compare every video on the same timeline. So this was really interesting. And the second video was a video created by Mael, our super workflow genius developer. And he created an amazing video about the 3D transition that he made in his portfolio. Go to check his portfolio, myroofini.com. It's unbelievable. Not unbelievable because a great studio are doing this, but yeah, it's what he succeed to do is really impressive, and people like his portfolio, so you go to check it. And so in the last video of this week, he shared this in a long tutorial, because the video we made with Ballerine was 7 minutes and the video of mine was 40 minutes, and here he explained every single step to success to do what he did in his portfolio. So this is super interesting, and I think will be the kind of content we're gonna provide on the YouTube channel, like deep tutorial where you can follow every single step, and after more concept, like more that attract more people and that are more easy to watch, because watching a tutorial 40 minutes is not the same that watch a 7-minute video where you don't need to follow every steps. So but yeah, I think it's a good direction that we are taking, so we're gonna dig into that. And yeah, next Monday I'm gonna release a new video that I did all by myself, alone, about Webflow. I will let you discover that. But I still didn't record because now I'm in Barcelona. We moved we were in France, now we moved in Barcelona for a few weeks. After we back in France till in September, we back to Barcelona end of August, and after we go back to south of France to go to surf in Osgore during a few months. I'm not surfing a lot, I'm a beginner. But yeah, that's the nomad life, even with kids. So this was just forgive the news of the studio. I'm not gonna share so many things because I think we have interesting topics to talk about today. So the second topic was a really interesting article made by Mathias Peters. You can follow him on Twitter and check his work. I hope you don't hear because it's heat wave in Barcelona, so the window is open. So maybe sometime if you hear some moto or some street noise, that's normal. It will give you a Barcelona ASMR. And yeah, this article of Mathias Peters is really interesting. It's like think twice before choosing client first for your next build. And in this article, he talk about the pros and cons to use client first. Client first is a tool made by FinSuite for the people who don't know. But I guess if you are a Webflow developer, you know FinSuite and you know client first because it's what he's telling in his article. It became like a standard. Like even when you see sometimes job offers, they ask you if you. I never apply for nothing, but when you see the description, they say that you need to know client first. So it became really a standard because I think it's 2 years that they created this. And there is pros, there is cons, and it's what he's talking in his article. And I think it's interesting because it's something that I think we are aligned with Mathias on a lot of points. And for example, in this article, we talk about the fact to create too many classes because in client first you have a tons of classes already made, which is super cool. But for example, in my case, in our case at También, we have the fact to have too many classes, and it can become first overwhelmed, and secondly, it can also kill the flexibility, because you have so many classes to manage, and it becomes so the website becomes so heavy. Not heavy in terms of way, but like it looks like you have a big boat to manage. And we did this mistake because we also have a style guide, but it's a simple thing because at the beginning we wanted to create something like this. We created something like this, a style guide with a lot of class, even margin 10, margin 20, margin 30, etc. And finally, when we use it with a mail, we thought finally it's too many class, and finally you create like a lot of combo class. For example, you have a main image. You arrive with a combo class of 4 combo class, and finally when you wanted to do a change, it become like really heavy because you need to take off the class, or you need to pass by to come back on desktop and change and select the class that you want to edit. And finally, it become something really heavy, and I think that's one of the main critique of Mathias. And that's why, for example, in the style guide we create, finally we just create the column system, because finally the column system is something that is not provided by Webflow, and this is something that we really need for create like a really creative website. And that's why we created. But the point is, for example, for client first, I think the good things is depend of what you are creating. If you are creating a complete design system for a huge brand, I think it can be something. I think it's interesting. And when you are a team to manage this, and you have few people managing this project on Webflow, I think it's cool because you have the same way to build and the same way to use the class. I think it's interesting. But in our case, for example, as a creative studio, we we always have a different. We always have different classes. We don't. For example, every section. Of course, we repeat a lot of class because if not, it become a nightmare. But we also have a lot of distinct and unique class. And finally, we manage, for example, the margin. We don't add an extra class for margin. We manage this in the first class. Like that, it's more easy to move and to change it when you need to do. For us, it's more flexible like this. And I think it's what was the main critique of this, but which for me open to another subject. It's like so many all the plugins creating for Webflow. Since we did a lot of amazing things. I'm using a lot the tools that they create, for example, for the custom code, for take off the CMS, how you say in English, for detach the CMS, and I'm using a lot of tools that they create, and I'm using also. I was using before, but now we have our own system, wizardry from Timothy. But I think, and is what Mathias Peter says, that create your own client first, because finally, the fact. It's like I'm always scared that Webflow become like the new WordPress, because everybody is trying to create his own tool plug to Webflow, and finally, okay, you need client first, after you need another, and need another, and finally, when the client want to manage this, or when you or someone from your team or another freelancer need to use what you did, it's like, I think it's one of the main critique of WordPress, like it's plugged to so many things that after it become a nightmare to manage. And I think, it's me, what I'm using, what I'm like is things that are created. For example, in our case, the column system we create because Webflow didn't create. I think they are doing this with the new... how I don't know what it's called, but the new Flexbox things that they did. But I think it's like I'm trying to don't use so many plugins when I work with Webflow, because I don't want to be dependent of so many plugins. So that's why actually I'm not using any plugin or any tool. I just use our column system. And we use our own freelance system, which is allow us to create responsive website without add any breakpoint. And this is the must that we have: the column system and the freelance system for create responsive websites, like a kind of wizardry, but for me more simple to use. and that's it. And I think this is something really important. Everybody needs to have his own way to build, and I think you don't need to be dictated by any standards. After, of course, it's open a question to, okay, if you create the project and after you are not working the project and someone is taking your project. Actually, it can be the same with client first. Like if is made by client first and you are not using client first, it's like you're not gonna just learn client first just for one client, So actually, it's pretty difficult to answer to this question. But for me, Webflow, it's a game, and I think that's why everybody loves Webflow, is because for me, it's like you play Lego. You put blocks and blocks and blocks and you have fun. It's a visual builder, and if finally you need to, it become a machine, like something really heavy, a war machine. You can lose the fun, and I think it's important to don't lose the fun. So I think on these beautiful words, I'm gonna close this second chapter. Which bring me to the third chapter after the news and the Mathias Peters article, which is the También questionment. And this is this is super interesting because 6 months passed this year, so 2 quarters, and after every quarter, of course, we check everything about the company, the finance, the project, the clients, the strategy, the YouTube channel. We do a catch up about everything for see what is going well, what is not going well, what can be improved, and all this. So I wanted to share this with you because I think it can be interesting, and I think that's the goal of this podcast, is to share what is happening at the studio and what we try to do, what we try to improve. I think it can be interesting just to, in an honest way, to share the journey. So one thing that I noticed during this analysis is to be more focused on some targets and specific targets, because actually we have a lot of clients from different profile, and there is clients with who I totally align, some less, and some clients with who have more fun than others, some that are more paid than others. So I did an analysis and check, okay, which client pay well, which client I spend a good time, with which clients I'm aligned. I have few criteria like this, and like that it helped me to define, okay, I really need to focus on this kind of client and need to find this kind of client for the future of También, because also it will help us to be focused on one niche, on few categories, and not the other, because for the moment we are a generalist studio, but I would like to focus on some thematics, like for example technology, sustainability, social cause, mobility, architecture, and fashion, because this is subject that talked for me, and this is also subject where there is money, because I did research about that, and some client that I have, I know that in this kind of market there is money. And for example, if you compare, I don't know if you check the football field or soccer for American, okay, there is a lot of money, but the ocean, there is not a lot of possibility to work with a football club, for example, or in football structure or companies. So the niche is super, super small. There is money, but the niche is super, super small. For example, technology, sustainability, social cause, fashion, mobility, architecture, it's pretty big niche, and I think we need to focus on that. And generally, after what we generate at the studio, it's always company who just get the first or second financing round, and this is where we need to focus, because when people raise money, they have, of course, more budget to allow to branding, to strategy, to design and development. And if you want that someone pay you 30, 40, 50k for a website, for a whole identity and branding, website and everything, you need to be a solid company with a solid finance. And that's why generally it's company who just raise to have a first round or second round of financing and say, okay, now we're gonna improve the identity, we're gonna really create a good website to really talk to our user and really create something unique. So this was a focus on a specific target that we need to keep going. And after, something that another thing that I was not doing is to finance tracking every quarter. So this is something that I just implement this year, this quarter. because I mean this is track finance is super important. I was doing, of course, but I'm more a creative person than an accountant person, so it was not something that I was not taking seriously. And I think one of the conclusion of this quarter is to really get the hat of the business owner, because I have the hat of the art director, creative person, and this is I'm good in that. But I really need to improve my skills as a business owner, which means to the next step, which is prospection, because of course, I mean, the studio is going well. We have a lot of clients, but all these clients are coming because or by referrals or because of our YouTube channel, or I mean, because of the content we are creating. And with an it's 4 years that the company exists, 5 years that the company exists, and it's 4 years that I don't search any clients. So of course a lot of clients are coming, but there is a but, of course, because I want that the company grow faster that is it now, for recruit and be a team of 6-7 people, and for that, because the clients that are coming to you are not always the best fits in terms of what you want to do or in terms of budget. And the fact to go and prospect the client that you really want is really helping in terms of project, because like that I will work with clients that I really want, and this is really good, and it will help us to raise the studio, because we are trying to catch bigger client, more ambitious client, and this, of course, you need to be solid in terms of project, in your way to attract the clients, in the process that you propose. You need to have the best process. You need to show that you're gonna bring them to where they want to go. So for this, you need some solid case study that we start to have. So I think now I can start to establish a strong prospection strategy, and this is what I'm working on. I will share you more stuff about that, but for the moment it's still soon for share a lot of things. But I think I will pass by something that I'm not familiar with, like a cold emailing and reach client on LinkedIn, and but this is pretty exciting, because now that I really have a niche and a target that I want to get. I mean, if I catch the client that I really want, it will be amazing, because it's clients that bring good things to the world, and to support them in this. I mean, this is what I like to do, and this is what I'm doing, why I'm doing this job, because it's like to help brands that are doing good things for people, for the planet, or to want to change the thing. I think it's what it bring me to life. If it's just for sell a lipstick, this is not interesting for me. So this is something that we're gonna dig in the next 6 months, and forever, of course, is to go to catch the clients, because like that it's gonna allow us to catch bigger project, bigger clients, so more money, and to make grow the studio faster, to recruit someone. For example, I have few goals in terms of recruitment. Like I will love to recruit a brand designer and an art director. A web designer for so me, I can be more in to manage the También boat, and to be less in the production phase, more like an art director, but don't need to design everything. And someone also for edit the video, because this is a task that take me a lot of time and take a lot of time to mail, but it's something that we don't need to do, because it's not we don't bring value editing the video. Someone else can do. So we like to build a team of 6-7 people at También. I'm not ambitious and create like a team of 50 people. And I think a team of 7-10 people, it's enough for a creative studio, I think. Maybe I will change my mind later. So yeah, and after when I was thinking, I talk about in my thought about this first quarter, I have something that we need to improve at the studio. It's the offer. I mean, our offer is good about design, strategy, design and development, but there is something that we are missing, and that is really important, is SEO. Even this is something that I'm not fan, because I always meet the wrong people, because for me SEO means killer design. Sorry, I don't know if SEO, some people working in SEO are listening, but yeah, all the people that all the freelance or the clients who have a SEO guy always come and kill the all the design creative. It's a fan killer. So it's an offer that I would like to include in our process, like that I can have the control on this and really offer something specific to the clients. And so we're gonna include this. So if you are a freelancer, if you are a good SEO guy, not a fan killer, DM me and can be the beginning of a partnership. But yeah, the goal in the long term will be to recruit someone in intern. But for build this offer, I will base on one talented freelancer. And yeah, there is a second point that we're gonna open also in the next months. I mean, we already have one project in process. We're gonna start, but already signed and everything. We're gonna open also e-commerce, because of course we are recognized for being a Webflow studio and creative, and we are not creating e-commerce, but it's something that it's a market that a lot of e-commerce is super important, and it's something that you can't do for the moment with Webflow. For me, Shopify is still the best on that. So we already did some Shopify and e-commerce website at the studio. That was not it was like a few years ago, 1 year, 2 years ago, but the design was not crazy because the budget was not crazy, so I didn't spend a lot of time on that. And it's an offer that I really want to dig, because e-commerce is bring, of course, a lot of money, and there is a big need of creativity in e-commerce, and yeah, I think we have our place there, and this is a good market to go to catch, and it fit also with our with the kind of client we want to attract. So this is something that we're gonna open, but we want to be specialized, of course, in really creative e-commerce and bring unique experience, 3D experience. So this is an offer that we're gonna build and dig, and hope allow us to catch clients who want to do e-commerce. But yeah, we still 70% Webflow studio. And yeah, after the conclusion also, this 2 quarter was about the project to, of course, always increase the quality, because last year, this year not yet, but last year, for example, we win 3 sites of the day, which is, we can be superficial for some people, but for me it's important, because it shows that you create quality websites, and to get a site of the day, or even and possibly one day a site of the month, it really shows that you are focused in every details when you create a website, in the design, in the development. And this always create, when you check the site of the day, when you check the site of the month on awards, you can see the degree of details of every website. It's incredible, and it's something that you charge a lot to clients, so this is good. And it's super creative, so it brings you also a big credibility in the field. So trying to reach this high standard, it's something that I really want to do. But for this you need to charge even more to spend more time on the project and focus on every details. So it's something that you build step by step, but I think it's important. And yeah, one of the conclusions that I have also is about animation. Oh, I don't have battery on my computer. Let me plug. Sorry for that. So yeah, one of the things that I want to do, it's also that we think more about animation, because it's a problem that I see in a lot of websites, and even ours also sometimes. It's about useless animation. For me, if you create an animation, you need to have a meaning. And I mean, when you see amazing websites on awards or other websites, you can see that nothing is free. You don't do a parallax just because you want to do a parallax, because you need to have a meaning, if not, you do nothing. Because if it just increase decrease the performance of the website, actually is useless. So it's something that I really want to take care to. Less useless animation and more meaning in website. This is for me super important, and this is what high-end when you want to create high-end website, and this is when clients pay a lot for a website. This is what you need to provide. You need to provide something different that what people can do. So really focus on the meaning and specifically in animation. And after, one of the last thought was, I have a few topic more to talk, but one of the thing was about the process, because the goal, and I think if you want to sign big clients, if you want to convince big clients, of course you need to have a good project to show what you can do, but also you need to build a trust, to show them that you can handle the situation, that you're gonna bring them where you want. And for this, you need to have a perfect process. So this is what we have with our Notion template, where we have every single step of the process, plus you manage the whole project there. Will be available in the course that we will release one day. And of course, something super important is communication. It's something that we need to improve. Our communication is good, but I really want we communicate more and build this trust, and that the client can't be worried about what is happening. I think this is important. They need to have they don't need to text us. It's us we need to text them, and this is super important for build a trust. And after, the last thing is about the deadlines, because sometimes when you accumulate project, and when we are a small team and with a lot of ambitious and a lot of things to do, sometimes we always respect the deadline, but we are pretty short, we are on time but short. And this is something that I want to improve. First, to have to enlarge the timeline, to give more time to a project. Finally, after, I can see that doesn't matter the project, finally it takes 2-3 months to build. Design, when you do design and development, it generally takes 2 or 3 months to build, except if it's a one page, of course. But yeah, and clients want always this in 1 month, 1 month and a half, but this is not possible when you want to do the things well. So, and of course, if you take all this time, you charge more. And so yeah, it filters a lot of clients, because the clients that are hurry, they can't work with you. The client that don't have budget, they can't work with you. So this is also a good filter. So that's it. Which more points? What was my other points? About the course, there is just 2 words: release it. I have a few things to do. I think for we are in 12 July. I think can be ready for September. If you will hear here. If you listen to the podcast, you are a También fanatic, so you deserve to have to know an approximately deadline. And the last thing was about the content that we're creating on YouTube. After having the beginning of the year, we publish in a regular basis. After, because my baby born, we have some. We didn't publish on regular basis, but since few weeks we are back on track. And since we publish every Monday, Tuesday, but now it will be every Monday. The stats are going well, and this is good. So we need to continue like this. And is what I was explaining at the beginning of the podcast. What we're gonna do in the next 6 months, and I think people like it because people like the long tutorial that we are creating. But also, these long tutorial are not attractive. If you want to learn, it's perfect. But if you arrive on the YouTube channel and you have a 40-minute tutorial about how to create a 3D transition with JSAP, Barbara.js, and Webflow, finally you talk in a really, really, really specific niche, So that's why we create also different kind of content, like more attractive and more easy to consume content, like we did 2 weeks ago with the Orval website. And we can see with the stats that people like this kind of content. So it's cool because it's what we like to do: long tutorial and interactive and really catchy content. So this is perfect. So now we're gonna post every Monday a video, and we're gonna publish also. It's something that we're gonna try to do, to publish one short per week, like to deliver a mini tutorial per week. And of course, we have this podcast that now I'm gonna publish once per week also. And after we have the event. So I'm talking about in real life event, like we did in Barcelona in June. And we're gonna do one before the end of the year. So probably September. Same, if you are here, you deserve to know. So if you are in Barcelona in September, probably that we are doing something. We need to think about this with Bahrain. By the way, we want to do a podcast with Bahrain to talk about the event, how we created, to share some stuff. Let me know if you're interested about that, because maybe it can be cool to record. So yeah, we want to create also one event per quarter. So it's mean 4 per year in Barcelona or maybe another place, we will see. But yeah, that's the goal. Like that, we have a long video tutorial, short video short video more easy to attract. After we have short, like a 30-second short video tutorial. Also, we have the podcast and the event, and of course the course that I talked about you before. So that's it. And yeah, that's already a lot of things. 38 minutes of podcast. So yeah, I try to structure more this podcast with the news after topic 1, topic 2. If you are here at the end of this podcast, it means that you like it, I guess. But yeah, let me know if you have any question. You can text me on Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn. Everywhere you want. If you want to know that there is a topic that you would like, you would like I talk, or something you would like to know about the studio, let me know. Like that, I will share in the next episode. But yeah, I really have a lot of things to share with you, so no worry. See you next week. And thanks for listening. Ciao.